That was when you could do a, it said leave a meeting. I think that'd be really mean to do that. I'm talking to you guys and then I leave the meeting. Anyway, but the idea that they started, if you weren't logged on by 8:30 in the morning and on all day till 5:30, you basically, and like, we're not going to micromanage you. Oh, sure you're not. Right. Okay, whatever.
Well, the reports are printed out. Reports are generated based upon certain things you do. And it's like, hey, well, we see you logged in, but you haven't done any work. You logged in and stayed there, but you didn't. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I said, so you let people go for different reasons. I said, well, we're not going to micromanage unless we have to. Now, so that's how it is. So we let you do your work, but if you're not doing your work, we're gonna let you know we know you're not doing your work.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to pay you for free.
Not for long. Shoot.
No. You may get a week or two.
That same individual wouldn't show up for work if he had to go in. So he didn't want to work from home. He doesn't even want to go in. So he just was trying to prove that he didn't, for unemployment. That's what it is. Work 2 weeks and then he's done.
Yeah, but even with unemployment today now here in Indiana, so if you get terminated for lack of productivity, you're going to be penalized for your unemployment anyway. So so it's really, I said just work, just do your job,
just work. Exactly.
Work.
And the habits and skill sets that you utilize in a professional environment away from your home are some of the same skill sets that you're going to need if you choose to be an entrepreneur and do your own thing and be your own boss. Right. So it really means a lot that you build a effective work habit and master time management and master the skill sets of communicating, even if it's going to be virtual, and just be ready for, even if the job that you're in isn't your dream job, isn't your perfect whatever, you're always in the midst of preparing and building your toolbox and gathering those wonderful skill sets that are going to be utilized when you get to do the fun thing that you would do even if you weren't getting paid for. So that's just a message that I would share with anybody. Get it done, get in there, do your best, find something to enjoy in it, find the reward in being productive, and contribute what you can, and gather those tools to be able to move on to the next wonderful opportunity. So
right. And but there's also people, when people say they want to work for themselves, I say, really? I said, well, let me just follow you around just what you do on your own. And you realize that you don't have the skill set to work for yourself, because you don't have the work ethic. I said, when you're working for yourself, you're gonna have to work 5 times as hard, because guess what? Nothing happens unless you create it. I said, use a hunter, meaning that I said, using a hunter analogy, but you got to eat what you kill. So if you go out there in the forest, you running around the forest and kill anything, you're starving. You starving, your family's starving. So if you don't have the work ethic, the mindset, the understanding how to master your craft, then learn how to present it, and learn to understand how to follow up, all those things there, and then learn to close the sale, well, you're not going to do anything. Like workers, when you work for yourself, I said, no one's going to give you anything free. And the problem is you got paid for someone working at a W-2, and you got happy with that. And then, so now you feel now you're going to work for yourself, and you say, well, I'm not making any money. Duh. You got to work. I said, you got to work. I said, you got to work when no one else, like you say, Jennifer, when you work for yourself, you're working the hours when productive time, and you're working after productive time, because you're trying to clear up some stuff and make up some time. And then once you get going, then you got to find your balance, so you don't find yourself trying to work 24 hours a day, because then you end up killing yourself, not benefiting yourself. So you got to find your time there, but you got to be productive when you got to be productive. And that's the key. So, and that's sometimes, it's like, can you learn it? Well, yes, but you got to sometimes change your mindset, and then change and get rid of your bad habits.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So,
Wow, this is a great discussion, and it rolls right into. I want to welcome everybody to Collaborating Connections, and thank you all for being here this evening. I think we've all experienced, and Jennifer can attest to, the summertime is a busy time for a lot of people, and we sometimes have challenges in our networking group attendance because people are on vacation, and people are engaged in so much stuff while the weather is beautiful, or you got families visiting, you've got projects going on at home. So I certainly want to thank everybody for making this a priority, and being available, showing your faces this evening, because it is so nice to see you all every week. So thank you, Nancy, for being here to open this up, because I was having challenges with the times at work with these international hours, as well as I'm got a bunch of stuff on my plate right now, but I appreciate your assistance in stepping up and helping me as needed. So we are in, what is this, the 4th week in August already? Geez, time just flies now. And we don't have any visitors on the call tonight. All of you are quite familiar, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about TTR networking and collaborating connections, because we're all familiar. But I do want to give the opportunity, before we get too far in, for us to start our roundtable introductions, because we will be sharing with others this recording. I started the recording of the call, and have folks started putting information in chat room? Okay, it's me that needs to catch up. Okay, very good. Oh, darn, I can't see the chat because I joined late. Darn. Okay, well, we'll get started. Nancy, have you guys done any introductions? I guess I should have asked before I just jumped in here like that.
Yeah, we just started talking. We didn't go that direction.
Why they started talking, Dawn, I wasn't saying a word. I didn't do anything. They just started misbehaving right away. The teacher was gone and the children were playing. I'm just kidding. Nancy was a good substitute. I just didn't give her much word time.
We were wondering how long we had to be here before we could leave without Dawn here.
I know. I saw the look on you. You bad children. I just tell you.
You know how, yeah, you give a tenured professor this much amount of time, but you give the newbie teacher only like 5 minutes. Yeah, okay. Well, Nancy, would you like to get us started off? Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure, I'm Nancy Vesley, IHC Specialty Benefits, a local licensed health insurance agent. Can help small businesses make offerings to keep their employees employed at their facilities by offering them partial benefits. I'm following up with a lady now that owns some pizza places, and we're gonna put something together so she can offer the good employees something, which is a different aspect, because a lot of times those jobs don't have any benefits, and there are ways we can work around and help her out, and they won't really cost her anything. We could make either do it through her payroll or do it outside her payroll if she wanted to go that direction. But so I'm looking for small businesses that are looking at retaining their employees so they don't have to find new ones, and offer additional benefits.
Awesome. Small businesses, and okay. I'm definitely going to be brainstorming on that for you, Nancy.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, can I ask a question? You're going to say, does anybody have a question? I do. So what are you working with? I'm sorry. What is the pizza lady going to offer her employees? What is the, is it, what is,
We're gonna offer the three, because the marketplace is now closed, we can offer them individual policies on their own, so that they would be paying for them through their own deduction. And then if we wanted to run, if we had, I think it was 4 people, we could do a small business on dental, vision, and life insurance.
okay, so you're not, okay, it's not a Medicare thing, it's a under 65
Right.
thing. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. Then you said on the mark, okay, doesn't matter. I'll ask you some other time if I have a question about that, but that's being really, that's good. I mean, that's really good that, I don't know, does this somebody that you know? How did that
Yeah,
turn into?
it's a friend, I know her.
But that's exactly what we're all about here. I mean, we all get to be friends here, but who do we know that might be a friend or might be a connection, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Go ahead, Nancy. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's the direction we're going, to help them retain their employees, because so they show up for their job and they don't just disappear.
Well, I mean, I think that's really cool if you can help them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So did you say she has 3 or 4?
Yes, 3 pizza places.
Oh, 3 pizza places. Oh,
Yeah.
well, good for you. That could turn into a lot. Although, is the turnover fairly significant? Is that another problem? Yeah.
I would think it always was, unless it's changed now. She might be down to a group of people that are pretty consistent. I don't know.
Yeah. Good for you. Exciting.
Cool. Any other?
Are they full-time or part-time employees?
Full-time over 30 hours is
Okay, so,
considered
you know,
full-time.
So it's
Which
just matter of now, what's the hourly rate she's paying them? That's be the kicker, how much they can afford in insurance.
Right. Right.
So,
I mean, a lot of times if you offer them though, something right now, they were, they didn't give it an option. I mean, they might not take it, very true, but getting offered and not wanting it is a lot better than not even getting offered anything.
yeah, I guess, you're putting together a nice package for them in presentation. So that's would be the difference on who takes it, who doesn't.
Mhm.
Right. Good for you.
And then showing them how to afford it.
Right.
And I think that's some of the things, because you put a number out there, people are like, what? No way. But if you break it down to weekly, how it depends on how they get paid, what it means to them on a weekly basis, things like that. And then show them all the pros and cons. If you can say, hey, someone insured and someone not insured, and someone what the cost would be if you had to go to the simple, not having a primary doctor, first you're gonna have to go use the emergency care. And you think about start rolling all those, showing them all those examples, you'll win them. So good luck with that one. That should be great. And that should be a great presentation.
Speaking of presentation, Nancy, do you think you've got in your bag of tricks enough material to do a presentation on healthcare insurance for Collaborating Connections or for the TTR networking group?
Uh-oh. Did you see the deer in the headlight look? Did you see it? In case you missed it, I'll tell you. There it is. Give me a while, maybe.
Okay.
Well, think about it. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, think about it.
I think it's definitely a topic of interest that people could glean value from. So
Okay.
But
we'd love to.
also too, think of it this way, we all are self-employed, so we could be someone to present to different scenarios.
Yeah.
Awesome. Think about it.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions for Nancy at this time?
Nope.
All righty. Hey, Robert. Somebody celebrated a birthday recently. I wonder
Uh-oh.
who it was.
I don't know who that was. I don't know who did that. We had a birthday recently yesterday.
Yesterday, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I think I missed it. I missed
Yeah,
it.
yesterday, yeah, definitely.
Happy
Yesterday.
belated, Robert. Happy belated.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Hey, not a problem. Robert Haley, First Home Bank, mortgage banker. We do loans in all 50 states, even Puerto Rico. I myself do a holistic approach to every client I work with to make sure that for understanding, they make sure we provide the right programs for them, not just throwing numbers at them. It's important that the customer have a great experience, not a bad experience. So therefore they can appreciate and understand what they're moving forward to. This was a win for me. I think it was this week here it was I closed one client for 2 loans. Like I told you, she closed, and it was never talked to on the phone. She did her research and she worked that way, and she would. We have technology is we call Simple Nexus, which allow me to be able to converse with them directly from my mobile app, and it goes right to them and everything that way. So it goes right it's like a text message, but it's separate from that, and it communicate to her, and she can communicate, right? Upload documents, talk, everything she want to do, and that's what we did. So got it done pretty quickly. Less than 23 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was
Super fantastic.
Las Vegas and California.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah. So
All
then,
righty.
that's
Does
a
anyone have any
thing.
questions for Robert Haley?
How many houses did she have to, was it her house?
Yeah, her primary, she had a second home in Vegas. She lives in California. Mhm. Second
Now,
home.
did you do it from home or did you go into work? Because you worked hard, didn't you? You got it done.
Yeah, I work hard every day, all the time. That's all I know how to work for. People say you work all the time. I say, hey, I say my business every day, all day is work. Every potential client, you're always listening, and seeing how they have. Sometimes just a consult, sometimes just asking questions, but most importantly, make sure you get people to information they need to help making informed decisions.
Good. If there are no further questions, I'm going to move on to Miss Dion Robinson. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I am ready. I am Dion. I'm with Color Street. Color Street is 100% nail polish in a strip. It's easy to apply and it's easy to remove with nail polish remover. So you get a salon quality at a fraction of the cost. As you can see in my background, this is just one of the styles that we have. That one is actually a retired shade, but you can get different designs, colors, whatever fits your need. Now the fall colors are out, and it goes with the flow of what the style is for the year. So we fit in perfectly, and we keep on moving up and up and up. As Nancy had showed me something about digital momentum, we have that momentum going. So we got it. But like I said, my email is goandpolish.com. So got buy 3, you can get 1 free. We are now in Canada, and the website, you can get it in English or French and also Spanish, depending on what your native language is. So once again, I'm Dion with Color Street.
Awesome.
All righty. Does anyone have any questions for Dion and Color Street Nails?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Dion. And I know that you are a frequent social media poster. So if anybody is looking for some wonderful fall designs coming up, planning their fall wardrobe, feel free to go to her site and check out those colors and take advantage of those specials. The 3-for-1 with the colors, and is it buy two, get one free for the French?
Buy one, you get one free.
Buy one, get one free. Ooh, okay, all right. Very good. So they make excellent gifts, excellent to teacher appreciation gifts, and anything that you can think of. So we will move on now, and Jennifer Johnson, the original.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jennifer Johnsons out there. I am probably not the original, unless you're just making a comment about my age.
No,
Then I might, okay.
But it's
Just
all
giving you-
about you. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your
Yeah,
business? And
but you
give
know
us some
what?
neat updates.
You know pretty much everything about me that I could do, but I just help you stay top of mind in authentic ways, creating personal connections and making you your client's first choice. So that's, I mean, networking, relationship marketing, send out cards, all those good things. Did you say updates on other
Yes.
things?
Updates on anything, yes.
Well, we do have a bunch of events. We have a thing tomorrow at 4. I realize that it may not be the most comfortable time. We will record it. And it is, this one is, let's see, what's the name of this one? The one tomorrow, there's a biz, and I'm trying to figure out which one it is. We have 2 events. Tomorrow is, this is not the right one. It is, so sorry, bear with me for a second because it's really good stuff. If you are available to join us, it is tomorrow. The guy's name is Zach Garrett, and he has a business that's called 5-Star Business. And it is, we've got 2 different testimonial, because that's our themes. And I was thinking about that when Robert was talking, because he said that the girl that, I think the girl that he just closed the loans on had done her research before she talked to him, or before she, whatever. So Robert, do you have testimonials out there? Is that part of your marketing? Is he there?
He's there. I can see him. Robert? He's my, oh, okay.
He's looking at something.
It says blinking.
Not exactly sure if he can hear us.
I
Okay.
hear you now.
Oh, okay, good. Well, we were saying that we have 2 testimonial things. We have a testimonial thing tomorrow that's actually called, let's see, I'm sorry, I had it open and then I closed it. Tomorrow's is get more customer reviews and stand out above your competition. This guy's business is called 5starbusiness.com. So it's the number 5, the word star, and business.com. And his whole job is to help you get reviews. So I noticed that a lot of our mortgage people and realtors do a lot of, they get a lot of reviews. That's why I was asking Robert. So tomorrow, that's on Eventbrite, and that is at 4 o'clock. It'll probably be over, I would think, before 5. That's, the goal. And then on Monday, we have how to get awesome testimonials that increase your bottom line. So some different things that you can do, 2 different presentations, both by some very professional people. The guy tomorrow is not a member of TTR, but he was referred in by one of our guys that works with, and he's out, the guy's in Wisconsin. But anyway, just it's all about testimonials. So that is going on. And I'm just amazed at some of the statistics of, so I was curious about Robert saying that the girl had done all of her research. Because obviously she didn't meet you in person, or, right? So,
No, she didn't meet me in person, it's like, I had this about the part about the third person that done something like that versus I never met them, talked to them, and they automatically just complete my application and then respond that way and send all this stuff over. And so that's really them researching. One, you can research me by my MLS number. You can go out there, and that's public knowledge for who I am. If anything against me is out there, then you can research me. My bio is out there. My company's bio is out there. So you can search all you can, and you can do, you see that everything's there.
so, but do you do some kind of a follow-up testimonial thing after? Because that was one my curiosity. I would think
after the customer closes, and they get a automatic email from us really about 1 day after, goes out asking them to complete their response, because we found that if you wait 5 days, 2 to 3 days, where you really want to follow with people right away to get them to respond. That's when they more have to do it. The more days go by, they're distant from you, the less likely they're going to complete that survey. So you do it while they're still in their mind, get them to complete it, and they complete it. You go that way.
Yeah, gotcha.
The way you can, like I said, and historically, and a lot of things saying, if you can get people to video themselves, that's what you want.
Wow.
That is a lot better than, because most people don't read anything, but they'll listen versus reading. They'll listen to somebody talk versus trying to read what someone says. So if you can get them to video themselves and they respond, that'd be better. And that you have more active people to look at that and respond to that versus reading something.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I figured you had a bunch of things that you probably do. So great. Thank you. But we have the testimonial things coming up, and we have a lot of things that are coming up in the next few months. We're transitioning into a membership website. So all I can tell you is we're supposed to be doing onboarding next week, but I don't think it's going to happen next week. It's going to happen. It'll happen when it's ready to happen, but we'll keep everybody posted. Well, there've just been like little snags. We actually did a beta test that went really well. So it really wasn't the technology of the site. It was more just little stupid odds and ends that put everything behind. But anyway, we'll keep people posted. So thanks for asking. I don't know if that was really what you want me to say, but
That is exactly what I wanted to hear from you, Jennifer.
yay. All right. Sounds good to me.
All righty. Are there any questions for Jennifer or any of the events that she mentioned coming up?
My deer in the headlights look like Nancy said. They're not going to ask me any questions, are they really? This is
I have a question for you.
Oh no. Yes, go ahead. Sorry, just kidding.
Make it a hard one.
Yeah, right.
It's not a hard one. I'm sorry.
You're
so the the send out cards and
yes, ma'am.
The greener still overall. And I've been somewhat distant from that now that I've been going through all of the day job transitioning, but I want to know, how is that going? And I certainly want to stir up some interest in that. I think that that's something that's useful for every business owner that's interested in staying connected and building relationships with their people, their clients and potentials. So how is that going?
It's going well. I don't know if everybody in this group really knows how that works, but send out cards after 18 years they just added other layers of ways to connect with people. The cards have been 18 years, I mean, they've made it through and they're now really easy to do and everything is, but now they've got a virtual assisting and they've got some nutraceuticals. So it's not really like a whole major line of all kinds of things, but just, the idea that you take care of yourself, take care of others, and then then you can do more in your business. So Greener still is the overall umbrella, and they're just evolving. I think I heard it yesterday or something, and people were just talking about people are really, really lonely. Maybe not the people that are not sitting at their computer, but the majority of our people were kept in touch because they got on their computer in the middle of a very dark time, and they were able to be connected. And it's funny now that we're starting to get, not you guys as much because you're going to keep this virtual thing going. Some of the groups that are trying to go back to meeting in person are actually finding out that when people actually have to show up to a meeting, it's not as easy for them as they thought it was. So now they're almost going back to we're finding there's hybrids, or there's groups now that are saying, okay, once a month, we're going to get together for a social, but the regular meetings, we're just going to jump on at our house or driving to a meeting, or, you know what I mean? It's just that, because I know a lot of, I was driving all over the place. And if you figure out 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, your day's gone. And so I think we've kind of had it going. So, but anyway, I was trying to figure out how did we manage to do what we did? And I think it's because it was just people felt really alone and they needed to be connected. We didn't do things completely different, but we didn't do things maybe the way we might have. It was just I think every meeting, I just felt, and I said that in the leadership meetings a number of times, I just feel like we had to be the light in the tunnel. I think all the networking organizations and all the groups that were forced, if they didn't have that attitude, they were kind of goofing around. So Greener still though has, is trying to take that connection thing. They're basically the connection company. And it's, as they're still, a lot of what they released at the beginning of the year now, they have refined all the different things. The send out cards, there's not much they can do with those. They are what they are. They're great. They're just so thank you for asking. It's just getting people, it's just the connection company is basically what it is. But thanks for asking. I don't know if I answered the question, but there's a lot going on right now to make it as streamlined. So when people come and they find Greener still, they're not totally like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in getting active in that again, because certainly I think that the whole mission and premise is very important, staying connected. And
it definitely is. Definitely is it's just, it doesn't matter. People want to be connected. That's all there is to it, And even in the middle of the horrible COVID, the mail was getting through. Even if people couldn't get through, the mail was getting through. So, it makes that. But anyway, thanks for asking.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Well, it's me. I'm Dawn Evans Casey. My company is Spa Travel, a full service travel agency. I absolutely love doing what I do. People are starting to travel again. My what I want to speak and remind folks of is the travel agency is still going through changes because of COVID. because of the numbers of people that, you know, we're ready and rushing out to travel, and then it scales back when the numbers go up again, and then they rush in again for holidays. So the waves, like surfing, have been quite wild. And some people have really experienced some issues at airports with airlines. You've got pilot shortages, you've got the staff on the plane shortages, because people are facing the public with sometimes some frustration and some angst of travelers who have been delayed and are having problems, and we're hearing about the flight staff being accosted in air, and that they need self-defense classes. You've got travel clients who are used to traveling the way that they've always traveled, and when things are different or changed, it becomes frustrating and challenging to them. So I'm just reminding everybody, if you've got travel plans, stay on top of them. Get travel insurance that's affordable and the type of coverage that you need for the types of emergencies that you may face. If you've got a flight involved, make sure that you stay on top of any time changes, scheduling changes that are being communicated. I've heard of instances with not only the discount airlines, such as Spirit, leaving people stranded and canceling flights, but even some of the major airlines are having issues as well. Making changes and not fully communicating, or the travel clients, you know, not staying abreast of whatever changes and missing a flight, and then, you know, being up in arms about, well, what can I do now? So definitely work with a certified travel specialist. If you need that type of expertise, and making sure that you have a stress-free travel experience. When you run into issues, have that advocate who you can reach out to, who is helping you work through things at your destination venue. Make sure that you're prepared for the increased expenses in some cases, that rental cars rates have skyrocketed since COVID, and you just can't find the same deals that were in place beforehand. So make sure when you're budgeting for your travel that you accommodate for those types of things. Feel free to do your research, or ask your travel specialist to do that research, and provide that peace of mind or that ease about the COVID cleanliness of the destination that you're going to, or if you're visiting a particular tourist venue or something like that. What do you need to know that may be new and different from how you've visited in the past? All of that is very important. I'm Dawn Evans Casey with Spa Travel, and I certainly am happy to help. So are a lot of other travel agents out there. So I hope and wish everybody safe and happy travels in the future. If you have anybody, if you know of anybody who's interested in getting into the travel industry, who wants to take advantage of discounts and see new places and learn geographics and fun facts, if they'd like to have a home-based travel business, I would be happy to talk to them about that as well. So, Dawn Evans Casey, Spa Travel. Does anyone have any questions that I might be able to assist with?
Do you have any conventions you go to these days?
Yes, there are still, there's plenty of travel training going on, in person and virtual. Some of the big travel agent groups are putting on virtual travel shows. And those are usually a day or two with lots of destination information and breakout rooms and updates and information. And I love to be able to take those in. There are also in-person training going on. In fact, my host travel company is having a travel convention this weekend in Texas that I'm not able to get to. And I hate that I'll be missing out on it. But I know they generally are going to try to do these once a quarter. So I hope I'll be able to get to the next. So yeah, it's going on in the US and even abroad. The international travel groups are still doing conventions and trainings, both in person and virtual. Okay. So this is still August, and we are in the month of authenticity as a theme, as well as those, what's our other theme?
Awesome testimonials.
Awesome testimonials. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With that in mind, and we've got those 2 sessions coming up that Jennifer shared with us. If you have the opportunity, please make sure that you schedule the time to either attend them or view the recordings, because that's really wonderful information. When you can add testimonials to your marketing plan for your business, it really makes a difference. To reach new prospective clients, customers, to get your brand out there, known. And as well, I hope that as we're meeting and talking on a weekly basis, that we each feel we get more knowledgeable and feel empowered to also give awesome testimonials ourselves. So there's certainly no reason why, as well as we know each other now, meeting on a weekly basis, I've utilized Dion's product. I've reached out to Nancy for insurance information, and there's no reason why I can't share with other people my experience of their customer service, their products, etc. We should certainly be doing that for each other. So I was hoping what we could do tonight is also think about the 3 words. What 3 words describe you or your business that you would want someone to share about you in giving an awesome testimonial? What 3 words or what words would give that impact that you're looking for, that would make a potential customer feel comfortable, increase their trust in you, increase their interest in your product line or service? Because we've often talked about, you're not selling your product or service, you're selling you, and you're meeting a need. So how is that best conveyed? And while we do our introductions on a weekly basis, are we conveying to each other the information that is really key, that we want other people to hear about us? So that's what I'd like to talk about. And you might not have the 3 words or everything, but what is key or core that you want to share when you think about yourself and your business? Anybody?
That's kind of a tricky thing to put in front of people, because you want people to, I think I can look, Dawn, I'm sorry, I can look at everybody on here and know that they're probably, anything they say is probably going to be true. But you could have somebody on here who is really crappy at what they do, and you guys are all sitting here and they're saying 3 words, and they could be. So you're basically saying, what words do you want us, not that your assignment is fine, is good, but I'm just thinking that's a tough one, because if Dion said something that I would be sitting here thinking, okay, but I like I say, I'm looking at everybody and I know you guys are all good at what you do. I have no doubt. But maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the reason the people that we have in our groups, you could be in a group where somebody gives you that assignment and you could have some goofball that starts saying, well, I want people to think I'm this, or I want to be known as this, this, and this. And we're all like, yeah, right. I mean, how would you know what I mean?
I get you exactly. And I think with this group we've got discussing tonight, we do know each other well enough to say, if I told you I want you all to give the testimonial that spa travel is magical. And you're like, what's magical about spa travel? I don't know anything about that. It's not going to be something that you're going to convey. It's not going to be something that you pass on, because it's not something that you know about my business.
Right. Right.
So you wouldn't feel
Right.
comfortable sharing something that you didn't know or believe in. And I think, the reason why we can do that probably this evening is because we do know each other well and can say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that.
So even if you haven't necessarily worked with somebody, I've seen Nancy working her butt off. I know that she probably does that for every client she has. So if she, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I've had Dion, who's, how many times have you delivered or you've sent me fingernail polish? I think the last time I got some, I was like, I didn't even tell. I mean, she just sent them. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like I got it and it surprised me. I mean, I had ordered them, but I didn't know you'd sent them. It doesn't matter. And you know what I'm saying? But we can. So I didn't want to throw out a wrench there, but I guess you could always get somebody saying something about, like if I said, maybe Dawn, or what are words that we think about you, Dawn, or what do we think about Nancy? I mean, we all want to be very kind.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well,
but
tell me,
hopefully,
what do you think about me? What do you think about me and my business?
Well, I don't know, guys. I didn't mean to turn the tables. I'm just saying, I'm kind of in that with TTR right now too. I'm kind of trying to figure out, what is it that we do differently? What is it that makes TTR what it is? Or what is it that makes Dion or Dawn or Robert or Nancy? What is it about? I can see from the outset. I mean, it's funny now that Dion's talked about people working hard. I have no doubt you are a hard worker, because you do a full-time day job and then you do this business on the side. And I'm sure you enjoy it, but you don't have to probably do it, right? I mean, do you? I mean,
No,
I'm not asking you
I don't have
money.
to. And I mean, right now with my mom and stuff, different things are going on. So I'm not putting all my effort like I should be, but I'm still there. I'm still, if someone has a question or whatever, I'm still there for whatever is needed.
Right.
But for answering Dawn's question.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm sorry, Dawn.
I think of Dawn with perkiness. Like she makes me want to travel.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. She's very inspired. I don't know if that's the same word.
Informative.
It makes you feel like that magical word, even if you hadn't booked travel with us, I would get the feeling that you would make it a magical thing. I mean, even, what my definition, but sorry, Dion, what else? Go ahead. Shower her.
I'm trying to think of like the perky, informative, and I can't think of a third word, like just something to a description. It's hard to think of these three words, but they're definitely informative. I want to know all I can. I'm more of a research person. So those little things like, oh, well, she'll give me the information that I want to know, and that will help. So that will, I don't know. I can't think of a third word right now. Give me time.
That's okay.
Well, I was gonna say like dedicated, but when you said she's dedicated, I mean, she seems like she really wants it. She wants you to know. So she's dedicated to getting you the information. You said information, maybe education. I don't know. When you said information, there was a word that I thought of, but I don't know, Dawn. We've kind
My
of
word,
taken.
I would like people to think or share, Dawn is definitely helpful.
Yeah.
I want to help you find the type of travel experience that you want. I want to help you be prepared for
Yeah.
what you may encounter. And I want to be available to help you if you have problems. So I don't want to just sell you something. I want to help you have that memorable, enjoyable experience, whether it's relaxing, whether it's adventure, whatever it is. That's really what I want for my travel clients. So that helpful is probably the number one that I would want someone to describe my business. I know I'm gonna paddle the ball across the table back to Dion. When Dion was the host for my birthday nail bar, Dion made it fun. And I would want to share with people, Color Street it's convenient, it's style, it's affordable, but it was fun. It was fun to share the facts. It was fun to do the little games. It was fun looking at the colors every time something new comes out. And I think that that's a wonderful little perk for somebody to be able to participate in. So I don't know if that is, what you see yourself as, Dion, but.
Yeah, I was thinking of my words of like quality, economical, but what is it, like self-worth? Because when I have my nails done, because I don't get anything else done, but I feel good. I'm like, oh, my nails look good and I feel good. And so it gives the confidence. And so if you're feeling good about yourself, that brings out the confidence or makes you pursue possibly other things, kind of, what was that one commercial? Be like, if you get cable, you might start on a motorcycle, and if you do this, and then you might go to Vegas, or don't do cable, whatever the commercial was, that it might make you do things. So Color Street will make you do things that you didn't know that you could do because you feel so confident.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that's good if you can I didn't mean to change the assignment, but I was thinking that because I would just hate to say a bunch of things and then you guys all like, oh my gosh, somebody's got to tell her the truth. Somebody needs to break it to her. She doesn't know, you know what I mean? So I would rather almost be saying Dawn is professional, dedicated, your best friend on your, whatever, when you're wanting to travel, she's going to make sure whatever. So, and it
Nancy,
yeah.
Nancy, I feel is life-changing. That's how I feel with that, life-changing. Robert, with the mortgage and be like,
Well,
oh, the future.
Yeah,
the future.
Yeah.
Long term.
Yeah.
I
tell people about his wide breadth of knowledge about mortgage and
knowledgeable, yes.
And finance.
You'd have to be, right? And we don't even know if he's hearing us, but Robert might not even be getting all these compliments. He's not even hearing it. But it's kind of life-changing too. I mean, they're both in industries that are very, not necessarily life and death, but definitely life-changing. Right?
It's to have something to fall back on, to know, to feel what is it, more comfortable, decrease the stress.
Oh yeah.
Because financial kind of things, anything that has to do with like, okay, what what if this happens? It's like, okay, well, at least you have decreased that part. Be like, okay, I can afford this. So just in case if that happens, okay, I feel better. Let me move on to something else. So
Mhm.
Yeah. I communicate about Nancy, and I say that, she gives a peace of mind. She has an option
Yeah.
to meet that healthcare, that life insurance need. And it's definitely, being sick can be scary, and then having to, financially afford the stuff around an illness, something that you don't necessarily expect, and it can be ridiculous. But I like to say, yeah, for both Bryn and Nancy in the insurance business, that peace of mind is so valuable. So, Nancy, what do you think? What do you want to share about your business or have other people see?
I like the peace of mind. I mean, something is better than nothing. And if you have nothing now, we could find something that would fit in your budget usually.
Mhm.
And it would be something. And for Dion, it's got to be fun because the nails, I mean, I love picking. I spend too much time picking out what one to put on next. Okay. There's so many choices I've got. It's like, oh my God, which color should I do this time? And then once I pick one out and put them on, it's like, wow, look at how my nails look. And it does put me in a better mood. It put me in a better spirit. And then if I'm having a bad day, I take them off and just do that, if nothing else. And you'd be surprised. The self-confidence is what it helps boost. It really does. And travel is kind of scary at this point. So it's like, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I got to give you credit for sticking in the industry and just riding it out. I mean, it's going to come back to somewhat normal somehow. Maybe not what it was, but we're going to get through this somehow. And
Yeah.
Robert, I mean, he could really help change people's lives. And I mean, I like the way he talks to people, and it's like, yeah, people have these ideas on what they want, and he's going to tell them up front, say, maybe that's not really what you want. If you can't afford that house, don't even go down that road. And it's like, some people need to hear that. They really do.
yes, right to the point, no BS.
Mhm.
That's Robert.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He doesn't BS anybody. What are you talking about?
I'm not that cold.
No. I don't know. Did you hear us talking about you?
No, I did not. I do apologize.
What? You missed some good stuff.
See, we're not even going to tell you what we were saying. There you go.
All right. I respect that.
You'll have to watch the recording.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But sometimes talking to people is really not to, I call it, not be dream killers, but mostly help them to come to their own realization of themselves. Because like I always tell people, no one likes to be told what to do or told no, but help them to understand, walk them through a process where they can see the information clearly and understand it clearly. And then it helps them to be informed, like, so therefore I'm really not ready yet. Well, technically, yes, that's true. But here's some things to do to get you there. And that's where you do it versus just broadening out. So therefore, because you automatically blunting them, therefore they are shut down and they're gonna walk away from you without getting the right advice, go somewhere else to get something different. But if you walk them through the numbers and help them understand, make sure they understand everything and understand to the point to get them to see this, okay. So yeah, based upon that, you might really not ready. I had one lady that was trying to buy a home. She wanted to buy a $600,000 home, but all she was looking at just the income that she made and her husband made, but not their liabilities.
Oh.
Not their liabilities. I said, well, when you put all the liabilities in there and show, when you break it all down to say, well, really, technically, you can't afford a $600 home. And I said, do you see, then I said, do you see yourself, do you get rid of all these liabilities that's hurting you, that's prohibiting you from going forward? And that was a no. You know, child support, car loans, other bills that they normally have, they didn't have the windfall the money to pay them all off, all those things. And those payments, I said, well, all those things count against you. And here's how much house you can afford. And then they was hoping on, then they had a lawsuit that was happening out there. They don't know which way that's going to happen. Plus or minus in their favor. It may come their way, they may not. And so she was banking on that it was going to happen. I said, well, until it happened, we got to deal with the reality of what things are. And once I showed her the number, walking through the numbers, and showed her how much house she could afford, she was very disappointed. She left me, and she wouldn't talk to me no more. I saw her, and I saw her about 6 months later. She said, you know, Robert, I apologize. I was really upset with you because you was taking my dream from me. I said, no, I wasn't. I said, no, I didn't take your dream from you. I just brought you to realization of where you was at and what you had to do. She said, I said, with information that you knew already, but you just did not take it into consideration. So she said that, but I want to apologize to you because you were right. And my husband was telling me that. And then I didn't want to believe that. I said, well, yeah, you have to believe because the reality is what you have. And so they ended up not buying they bought a $200 home. And she wasn't happy, but she was just mad at me. She said, I was wrong that I was mad at you. You was just only being very honest with me, which everybody else was just kicking the can, or they're telling one thing and not taking a call anymore. So I said, I'm just honest. I said, I'm just going to tell you the truth, walk you through the numbers and show you what you can do, what you can afford. I said, well, this is the house you can afford now. And she went to bought the house that I told she can afford. I said, or you guys get rid of these things over here and you can get the house that you really want. But those things that her son, the child support was going to be with them for another 10 years, you know, so whatever, quite a bit of funds. Maybe we can get to that point, get rid of that. And that's, unless they get rid of the son, which that's not what's going to happen, things like that. So she sometimes get people the realization of that. And you have people that really appreciate that. They say, Robert, really appreciate you educating them through the whole process. And I get a lot of that and say, wow, show them what they need to do to get themselves in a better position. But I get people, a lot of people think they can buy a house with no money. I said, well, you cannot buy a house with no money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what planet you're on or who told you that.
As you were saying that, Robert, I'm thinking of that commercial with Tracy Morgan talking about, would you settle for pretty sure?
For sure.
Or do you want to be sure?
Right.
And that you make that difference in communicating with your clients. Right. You're going to give them the straight talk, the real facts. This is it. And help them have an outcome that they can live with, an outcome, that's realistic rather than the pie in the sky. So,
right, because they have the information themselves, they just refuse to, I guess, acknowledge it and understand how it affects. I said, well, if you got a bunch of credit collections out there that's eroding your credit, you just can't think you're gonna. Some people think they can dispute everything. I said, well, no. I said, you can dispute that and give you an illusion of a high credit score, but when I'm running my findings I'm looking at the credit report, you got all these disputes. It's not going to run. I said, you got a credit score you can't use. I said, because you try to dispute everything. I said, you got to remove the disputes, resolve the collections, and get a true credit score. I said, because I tell people, when you're trying to buy a house, those collections to you today, hypothetically, you got a house. Now those collections can become liens on your property.
Wow. All right.
So we try to, so as a lender, we try to eliminate all any potential of liens. So therefore you go in there and you're moving forward with a house that you're you're making your payments. Only thing is the mortgage payment, paid it off. You have nothing to come back, no ghosts come back to get you.
Good. And Jennifer, I can just say in the time that I have been part of TTR networking, she has genuinely, she's a connection lady for sure.
Oh, thank you.
When she talks about, building relationships and helping folks make those connections, that's for real. And I think just the growth of the TTR networking group attests to that. And she shares some really wonderful, genuine, useful recommendations on improving ourselves and our mindsets and making sure that we see that value in making effective connections. So thank you, Jennifer. I don't know. I am so glad I ran into you when I did, and that we've started this wonderful friendship and have been
Thank
able
you.
to do this. So
Well, thank you. Well, good. That was a good way I like that. Thank you.
all right. Well, I know that we are at time, everybody. I hope that tonight's meeting has been beneficial, that you've gotten some golden nuggets, heard some things that you can go forward to utilize for your own business marketing and branding. Again, there are those opportunities coming up within TTR networking where we can either attend the live presentation or listen to the recordings that will help us improve gathering testimonials on our behalf to help our business. Stay tuned to what's going on TTR networking site and Collaborating Connections. Feel free to reach out and invite others to join us on Collaborating Connections and visit with us. We love to meet new business owners and entrepreneurs and expand our circle of connection. So with all that said, if anyone doesn't have anything else to add, I just want to say go forward, be successful, and I will look forward to seeing you all again next week.
Yay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye.
Nancy enjoyed it so much she jumped. She's gone already. What happened there? Oh,
Well, that's a
well.
hard-working woman.
I know.
She's got another meeting to get to. So
I guess so.
Have
Everybody
a good night.
be safe out there, guys.
take
Right.
care.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.